Right, welcome back, and now let us cross over to our sister station Spice FM for a conversation that happened earlier on the fake fertilizer to broken promises, the future of a hustler. Conversation that was with Kimani Ngojeri, former MP Bahati, and Fanyamambo Kenuthia, a lawyer. Let's listen in.
All the good things that you are looking forward to. The problem is, in every ward, in every constituency, in every gubernatorial race, there was a suitable candidate, and then there was a horrible one who told them the things they wanted to hear. Unfortunately, the bulk of Kenyans went for the horrible one, and they left the good one. And the bulk of them are now saying things are bad for us. And that's what I was telling, like not even the fertilizer idea. 60 years after independence, and a country cannot manufacture its own fertilizer. Let's not have a conversation about importation of fertilizer. In fact, I worry deeply when I hear 60 years after independence talking of repackaging fertilizer in Mombasa. What is wrong with our heads? The conversation we should be having is 60 years after independence, why are we not able to make our own fertilizer?
But as we do that, can we still be importing as we talk about how we can make our own fertilizer?
And by the way, a country that has got a cow in almost every other rural home, why are we not talking of agriculture that is friendly? Why are we not talking of manure? Why are we not talking of finding a way to use cow dung? In fact, the Maasai, the Mbuzi Maasai, the fertilizer we use from them is better than these imported ones, the one that we get from their goats. Anybody who's used that to plant knows. So I think we are in a place where we are having the wrong conversations about importing fertilizer. I don't think it's rocket science to manufacture fertilizer. And I don't think we need 2, 3, 4, 5 years to decide that we are going to make our own fertilizer. The problem is that those people who are importing fertilizer are making money from us. And by the way, we've not heard from government of any plan to compensate, because these people are paying for that fertilizer. We've not heard of any plan to compensate these people. It's all a question of this and that. And the government cannot exonerate itself from this issue because, number one, who runs KEBS? It's government. They're the ones who check standards. Who runs anti-counterfeit? It's government. They're the ones who check for counterfeit goods. So even if these things were counterfeit, even if they were bad, who runs the prosecutorial bodies? Yeah. So how many arrests have been made? Whom have we seen? And you know, I like Samia Suluhu. You hear of some corruption and a whole state department gets fired. Here, people are getting stones for fertilizer, which I know are suitable for affordable housing, and nothing is happening. Nobody has been fired. Nobody has been sacked. Everything is okay. CS Linturi is still there. I wish I was president. I would fire so many people so that it becomes an example that you will not come and play with the lives of Kenyans. So long as nobody has been fired, so long as nobody has been touched, it means government is comfortable with what is happening. Because if this was Magufuli, I can tell you, there are people who would be in jail by now.
So, where is the disappointment? Is the disappointment in that promises? Because you know, the thing is, I can give you hope, and then that hope is dashed against the rocks. Is your disappointment in that loss of hope? Or is your disappointment in the fact that I told you I was going to do 1, 2, 3? The hustler was meant to be protected. There were loans that were going to be given to you so that your business would be able to flourish. There was almost a guarantee that, you know, prices of certain things would come down. I mean, we could name them for the whole morning. Now, are we saying that the disappointment in that people saw that their lives would go to a certain place by a certain time, and that didn't happen? One could argue that the questions that I'm asking are one and the same. So are we saying now that the things that were promised to Kenyans just over a year ago during the election have not happened, and it is in that disappointment that the hustler, that Kenyans today are saying this is an issue?
I think we say, let's say this, even when you are dating and when you would get married, you promised so many things on the both sides. But maybe when you get to the car, you get a different life because the car, maybe you have no control of the vehicle. Those things happen. And even today, maybe you promised your wife when you are coming back, like my friend here with the kabuti, that I will come with the sugar and I will come with ABC chicken and all these things. And maybe when you come with the environment or maybe the boss, he agreed to pay maybe the salary. Let's say those things happen because you go back home disappointed.
Without sugar and chicken.
Yes, without sugar and chicken. and
But you take kibrit.
and
You
the
take
wife,
kibrit.
whom you think you are very close. When he gets those things that are not there, he incites the children and says, "See your father. He promised you today to come with the sugar, and to come with the chicken. He has not come with the chicken."
And the mother-in-law starts saying,
Did I not tell you?
Did I not tell you? So you wonder. This is your wife, whom you dated very friendly, but to reach somewhere, he can maybe do something against. Let's say it is true that the government promises so many things, but also let's be human beings on saying there are certain things which have been done good. We can see a certain percent have been done good, and maybe a percent which is not that good, we are feeling pain because we are promised.
Moshima, let me hold you
Yes,
there.
yes.
I believe
Yeah.
in naming these things.
Yes.
I think that development begets development. Actually, I don't think it's proven over time.
Yes.
That if you can name and communicate the things, the good things that have been done, the likelihood of people seeing it from a different light then is very clear.
Yes.
What are the things that Kenyans can actually look at today, latch onto and say, yes, absolutely. In the last 1 year, 4 months, we've seen that these things have been done, they've happened, and this is fantastic. And that then can refuel or renew your hope and say, you know what? Sure, these are human beings, but these have been done, and we have hope that, it can get better. 3.
Well, let me say this. The first priority to me that we have peace in this country. It is not like 2007 when we had a lot of problems. We have peace. And when you have peace, there is hope. What we need to do, actually, is to make sure that the people who are working in this government, so because we are seeing the president, and that's where we are failing. We are all seeing the president, the president, the president, the president. But let me tell you, our people are in this government. Our people are working in this government. It is our fathers, our children that are also in this government.
Okay.
So the mess which is coming, let's not blame one person.
There's a
because,
mess coming?
pardon?
There's a mess coming.
No, I'm saying the mess which is now
Okay.
on. I'm sorry for that.
what we are seeing as failures.
Yes,
Okay.
which you are saying as failures.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, some of them are just made by the people who are in the government, the people who are employed in the government. So, me, I still have hope.
So there's
that
peace?
as a Christian,
Yeah.
as somebody believing in God, I don't see anybody. I see God giving us hope. The end of the tunnel, I'm seeing something good will come. I must have hope on that.
Absolutely.
But there are many things I can agree they did not go according the way we had promised, that this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. But still, I want to say, we have only 1.5 years. Let's pray for this government and let's everybody pull his socks, whatever he is, even in the media. Let's try to give Kenyans hope. There are things that have not been done, Mami. They are. But let's wait and see. And let's talk. The most important thing is this platform we are today. Let's talk and say this. I'm in the government, but I'm accepting there's something wrong.
Okay.
I'm accepting the fertilizer. We have not been given who did it. He is supposed to be in the jail today. I wish I know him. I could have carried him Mugongo Baka even to the prison. But unfortunately, I don't know him. So there are few things, although there are some pockets which have a problem, like now Ramu still, I talked about it, there's still problem.
Baringo, West Pokot.
Yes, Pokot, there's still problem.
Turkana.
Which also you can't understand why. Let me tell you, because I'm a farmer. You cannot steal cattle from Nairobi and you take up to Nakuru in the morning. It's not possible. Don't think even you can reach Naivasha before the daytime is there. Why can't we put those structures knowing where these cattle are going? I saw in the Balingo in Pokot. I think I'll share with you one of those pictures. The boys who are killing people, they are children, 9 years, 12 years, up to 13, 14. Those are children. They don't know what is the meaning of the death. But this thing can be protected. Mommy, we feel ashamed. And I'm agreeing there are some things. I'm here and I'm in the government. I will say, actually, this one is not.
Why do you
working.
think those things are not working?
Because, one thing myself, on my thinking, we created the government of the coalition because we have about 17 parties together. And when we started now sharing the positions, we just stay, president stays where I am, then all the parties stays around here. Okay, we have formed the government. How many ministers? I'm going to give you 2 ministers. You, I'm going to give you 1. Well, you don't have enough number, I'll give you 3. Oh, said Milima, you are 47%. Okay, I'll give you this number. I think that's where the problem started. When those people are mandated to bring the people, they brought their girlfriend, they brought their family, they brought the people they can work with to make money. I think that's where the problem now started.
But why would they do that?
They do that because they are human beings, and these are the same people who crucified Jesus. The same people. The same people. Let's not say like we are special or we are different.
So we expect, basically what we are seeing, we should not have expected anything more. Because they're human beings, they're weak, they were going to get into office, they were going to divvy up these positions, they were going to bring their girlfriends and business partners into government.
No, what we are saying, or what I'm saying, myself thinking, the president now needs to pull up his socks and see this government. There's no any other government actually will be done without a coalition of the parties. Forget it, in Kenya. It's not possible. That's what's gone with the Moi. Now the coalition must be there, parties to make the government. But now, with the experience, even us who are outside, even the president, we need to start thinking, how do we appoint good people? How do we appoint people who cannot disappoint us? Because if you appoint people, if you are a minister, board members and what, you put the people close to you, they will not actually obey you. They will not obey you. It reaches somewhere that even if it's me, there's some work I cannot give my relative or my children because I know they will disappoint me because they will be seeing me like the father. So you must be bold to make sure that are you getting the right people, because now we are working for Kenyans, not for the family.
Let me ask Kinuthia something here. So a lot of the issues that we see today, I mean, I'm sure looking at land issues, looking at education issues, looking at the current doctor strike that's going on, looking at a number of things that we don't seem to have a cap on. To be fair, these problems did not start with the current administration, right? If you want to look at the education, for example, 54 billion shillings was not allocated, not just in the last 1 year. We're looking at a 5-year problem. So that started a while ago under a previous administration. Okay, many would say that President Ruto was the deputy president at the time, so he was partly involved in that. Health issues, we're looking at a CBA from 2017 to 2021 that has not been enacted, that has not been fully put through. So these are problems that started a while ago. We're looking at security issues. Security issues have been going on in the rift, in the North Rift, for the last, I don't know how many decades.
From independent.
Sure. So the bridge many saw was in a new administration that would come and now solve a lot of these problems. So it would be unfair to put the blame squarely on the administration for the problems that the hustler goes through today. Would it not?
I'll start with the easiest, security. Are we a Kenya Kwanza government or are we a Haiti Kwanza government? Because when you have bandits in the places you've mentioned and the priority is to send 1,000 policemen to Haiti, not to the bandit areas, then we ask ourselves, is this Kenya Kwanza government or is it Haiti Kwanza government? Because what we need to do first is to completely put a pause on the idea that we could send 1,000 policemen out of a country that already does not meet the UN ratios for policemen to citizen requirements. So the first thing is to put a stop on that idea that in a country where people are dying in Lamu and parts of the Rift Valley, you would remove our policeman and take him to Haiti when we have bandits here. I've always suggested those bandits are just young people who need jobs. Why don't we send the bandits to Haiti first? We collect all of them wherever they are. We lie to them. They are being recruited to KDF. We put them in a flight. Bandits go deal with bandits. But we are left with our policemen to protect our people. Then we move to the other one of the issue, like now, this government, there are so many problems. Sometimes you even wonder which one you want to deal with and which one you want to leave
Doctor
behind.
strike.
But the doctor strike is a very interesting one. Initially, they were asking for 4.8 billion, but they relaxed and said, if we got the first 1.2, we can get going. We are ready to start. There is $1 billion available to renovate State House, I don't know what for, and 10 million to buy Deputy President curtains, but there is no money available for doctor strikes. So when hustlers hear that their curtains worth 10 million, and the good thing is I like, because these reports come from your own controller of budget, who is a government official, so these are not reports from the bush. and the deputy president is spending 10 million on curtains. A house that cost 400 million to build is being renovated at 600 million, and we don't have 1.2 billion for doctors. So it's a horrible way to start from. You even want to defend them, but where do you start? When people come and, $1 billion shillings to renovate State House, a classroom is about $1 million. We would have 1,000 classrooms.
Classroom is less than $1 million.
It's less than $1 million, so we'd have more than 1,000 classrooms.
I was
Yes,
doing it with 800.
yes, exactly. We'd have more than 1,000 classrooms, which would it would really help our young people who are studying in horrible conditions. Anybody who has a child in a public school will tell you what is going on, especially within Nairobi schools. So as I finish, look at them now. KRA, the boss of KRA today now is doing UDA elections affairs. At what point did somebody in charge of collecting our taxes, something that is supposed to be so independent, become the returning officer for UDA and is there, and you shamelessly say they are going to help you manage your elections? Why can't he resign from KRA? We cannot have that as a nation. It is wrong. I mean, KRA is for all Kenyans, and this person is in charge of KRA. Now, how are we sure that our taxes will not go in the wrong direction?
Surely, boy. This guy was Kenan Kimani's director of elections even before even during the election.
But they rigged us. They rigged. Let me tell you my friend. I'm here to talk the truth. If you wanted to know exactly the truth, I was a candidate. And I want to say in this media and everybody in Kenya to hear me, I'm not in UDA myself. I'll never wear yellow anymore.
What happened?
Because I've been with Moi. I've been with Kibaki. I know the structure of election. I know how the people should put people together. I know how we should get to a light on nomination. It did not work. Let me tell you, in Nakuru, they did something with the governor there. 7 family of his family, the sister, the grandchild, the nini, they gave nomination. My people like in Bahati, they got nothing who supported the UDA. So for the UDA, let's not talk about it here for me, because I'm not part and parcel for the UDA. I will support the president. I will go on either independent or any other party, but not in UDA. Hiyo ni matope, hiyo ni shida ambaye iko mbele yetu. It's a big problem. Because
so in which party?
Let me ask you, my brother. You know how I worked for UDA. You want to see when we are getting the director of something, we go and get Western when he was in the other party. There, we are not there ourselves. Who did this work for UDA? Why are we not there? Are we not capable? So before we remove ourselves, we are already removed. Before we remove ourselves, already we are removed. We are nowhere. Someone like me, they are appointing people, they are giving people position. Where am I? I was almost dying fighting for the UDA. But I will tell my brother one thing when I leave about the pay. Please, you are young and I know you are looking also for the position. Leadership is not a joke. My brother. When you get to it, it's like young people. When they get married, how they do, I'll buy my girlfriend, I'll buy my wife a car, I'll build a house, I'll do all these kind of things. I can see mom looking for me very seriously. I don't know whether you can comment about that. But when you get there, this becomes difficult. Let me tell you, as an old person, let's not compare Kenya and Haiti. Please, let's don't. Because the issues you see in Haiti, let me tell you, we can't compare with Kenya. Let's be happy that this country, we have peace, even if it's some pockets which are not doing very well, but we cannot compare ourselves with that country. God is with us and we should actually appreciate. I think you are young in 207, maybe you're not finished your education or a degree of law.
I was on campus.
You're the campus.
Yes.
And I was there, especially in Nakuru where you were affected so much. I lost 14 of my relatives.
Oh, Pauline.
Just because of stupid things of politics incitement. And our people died. Up to now, they were displaced, some people. We have not settled those people up to now. We have not completed. So I would say that the point I would like maybe to agree with you and support you, and there's a message we need to repeat and to repeat and to repeat again. Who elected these leaders who are there? Who elect MCA? Who elect MP? who elect the governors and who elect those people. The problem starts with Wanjiku. When he is given money, bribed, he just go and vote in a different way. Some go and vote in the party line. Some go and vote on the tribal line. So if Wanjiku want to shape this country, he can do it. But because he's like now in our place, in Bahati, they were given, my comrade was buying the vote with the 2,000. You give him ID, he give you 2,000. So you have sold your freedom or your hope, 2,000 for 5 years. So now you are complaining. What are you complaining for? What are you complaining for? You did it yourself. So we need also to push down, even if we say there's a problem somewhere, but also, Wanjiku, please, we are all preparing ourselves. You go and elect people in UDA, you go and elect them in the other parties, and you make sure that this is the party. You sell the party. You not sell individual. I want to urge people, elect somebody. Forget about the party. The party will take you nowhere. Elect the person you know. He can stand for you. He can die for you. And I will support you. I don't know where you are standing, so I can see how you perform. Because you are young and you are sharp.
10 seconds, as you say. What do you want to tell Kenyans in 10 seconds?
I think I'd like to tell Kenyans there's hope for this country, but that hope is not pegged on the current administration. It's pegged on purging out all the bad leaders and getting in the good ones. We need to start by looking at that cabinet and saying, who of this cabinet people is not qualified to be in cabinet, and remove them without mercy.
Okay.
The countries that have done well because they chose the best they had in their country and they put them in positions of leadership.
Fanya mambo Kenodia is